Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Star Trek Fleet Command. So I am back on server 12 and I was actually asked to come back by a friend of mine, and I was like, I'll check it out. It's been about probably I would say a good 6 months. I think I've definitely been having a good free time on server 32 for the last 6 months, and server 32 has been great. The Psi Alliance has been very good to me, including Psionica, who has turned into a very good friend that I play multiple games with and talk about other things with, and I really like the folks on server 32. Of course, server 12 is where I'm from, is my home, and I'll definitely feel a really strong connection to them. Maybe not everyone on server 12, but a very good amount of them. Because every night, not a lot of us, but a decent sized group, and it fluctuates every night, get on the voice comms channel and talk about stuff non-game related. It's a really good time to kind of chill and relax and kind of debrief from the day, especially what is going on in the country right now. And me being in the heart of it, it's very therapeutic. Considering I'm like in a war zone and my neighborhood is getting leveled around me, it's good to kind of kick back and have a good conversation with people who share some of the same things I do. And so a lot of the players on server 12, they're used to me making videos, and they asked me, when is the next video? And I was like, that's a really good point. I've been wanting to make a video for some time. Unfortunately, Scopely's not really giving me a lot of content to make a video on. I mean, let's take a look at this. I can either do a video on a mining event or on a PvE event. And how many videos are out there about this stuff? I don't really need to tell you anything about the mining event. These have been replayed to death, to the point where we know exactly what we need to do. I don't really do too much with mining events, and then Crucible of War is really good if you have a very active alliance. And right now our alliance is in a build-up stage, so it's really not going to be paying off for me. So I've been doing this daily, contributing to the alliance of what I can do, getting some of those crew packs for free, and making some pretty good par steel. I did buy some Borg. What are these packs called? Let's take a look. Borg War Funds, about the 20 and the 50, because I hadn't played some of the missions, and you could buy a lot of the missions from those packs, and there was a lot of uncommon in there. So I was finally able to, let's see, I think it was the cargo. Yeah. The cargo hold upgrade on my Saladin at tier 7. That was like 1,000 crystal, uncommon crystal. And I think that is going to be my last component that requires uncommon crystal on the ship. The rest is rare. And then the warp drive, that does require, I want to say, around 900 uncommon gas. And I'm kind of stuck with the uncommon gas part because I need it for my Saladin, and I need it for my station, and I need it for my research. Everything is asking for gas, which is really unfortunate. And then I've been stacking up all of this uncommon ore, and that's great for if I decide to get a battleship. But right now, nothing is using ore, so I just keep collecting it. So that is what it is. Been finally, doing some mining, stocking up on some mining supplies. But other than that, there hasn't been too much action on the game for me. I will more than likely be buying the monthly pack for the server, and taking a step back from server 32 for the moment. Not that I'm leaving server 32 or anything like that, because I really do like the people on that server and I like playing with them. But I was missing the ships I have on this account. And, while I've been away for those 6 months, everyone around me has advanced really high, which is a really good thing. It's going to allow me to show you guys how you can still excel at this game, not being a power player, not being a spender. You can actually get through this game pretty well. A lot of people say, I'm always targeted. People always blow me up because I'm too weak. This game is all about spending, and the game is a lot about spending. But you can get very far with being very low in the paying field or being a free-to-play player. So that's what I'm hoping to show you guys with this video, is that you can remain a lower level player and kind of feed off the whales. And what I mean by that is you can kind of excel in the game because they're pushing the roof even higher. So when the whales start to push the roof even higher, it's pushing the people at the bottom up. For instance, as you've noticed, a lot of the events you get so many more resources, so much more rare, so much more uncommon. That drops because Scopely needs you to level up to be on par with those whales, to kind of be the krill for the whales, so to say. Because if you don't shield, you're definitely going to be eaten up by the whales on your server. So a lot of the videos I will be making is kind of showing you how I'm going to navigate through that. I'm still not going to spend a lot of money. I think I'm probably going to be sticking to the monthly pack, and if I see like a $20 pack or a $50 pack, maybe pick something up along the way. But I'm not going to worry about it all that much. And just to kind of, bring you up to speed, where are my officers? My officers are... because I haven't been active for 6 months, they're a hot mess. I do have the 400% Spock. I do have Prime Crews on here, so that is all helping in my defense. I'm one shard away from unlocking Carol. I don't have Pike. I actually don't have anywhere near Pike. Let's see. Yeah, I got 25 out of 100 shards. So nowhere near to unlocking him unless I can get a bonus, which the epics really haven't been dropping bonuses lately for a lot of people. So definitely going to go through this game and kind of, use it as a springboard to show you guys what you can be doing if you are, say, a level 31, and how you can be advancing through the game. It's going to take some work, whether or not you should focus on investing in your ship, or you should focus on investing in your station. And there's arguments for both. A lot of people say, invest in your station, because then you're going to be able to refine and get more uncommons and more rares, and that's true to a certain point. But if you're in a situation, let's say that you're a level 28 player and you're like, I'm not getting any uncommons from my refinery, I don't think leveling up is the solution. I think sending in tickets to Scopely over and over and over again is, because there's something fundamentally wrong with your refinery. I do one batch at a time. I don't do 2 batches anymore. I don't have the primes for it. I just do a single batch to manage my inventories of raw materials. And I usually get, 7 uncommon of each twice a day. So 14. So that works pretty much for me. I actually just maxed Chen. And I did put some crew XP into her, but now, every level, at level 27, it wants 663,000 per level. So I don't want to exhaust my 2 million officer XP on her yet, because it really doesn't do that much to increase her stats. It increases it a little bit, but it doesn't do anything to the officer ability. So once you tier up your officer to that final tier level, you can, level them up for their level, but really it's not going to do much to their abilities at all. It's definitely going to help you increase the strength of your ship. How much that is, it really depends on the officer. As you can see, I do not have any of the Borg. I totally missed out on the Borg events. I did I purchased the first one that was 160 like Borg call things. It's like a Borg phone. The other one was too expensive for 320. I don't have a Vidar yet. And so, a lot of those things I'm going to have to catch up along the way. I do have 3 mission chains on hold for Vidar, which kind of sucks. But it's okay. It'll definitely come in time. On this account, I do have the Franklin, so I'm super excited that I can actually hunt swarm and do those dailies and refine those resources for basic RSS. So, as we're looking at it right now, the next thing I'm going to be building, and I'm not rushing it because I have very little stuff I can do, but my next is going to be my R&D building. As you can see, it's 410 uncommon gas, and I only have 507. So that's going to be a tough one because I want to do the R&D. I actually want to do my ops upgrade to 32 because every 2 levels you get the increase in any kind of materials, any kind of packs. There's a boost. So I really want to get to level 32. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing R&D, and I need to get to my foundry. So I'm going to have to do all these little buildings over here. And so I'll be working on upgrading the R&D and the buildings surrounding it, and then the shipyard, and then I can upgrade to level 32. So hopefully I can get that done sooner rather than later. We take a look at the level 31 pack for the month. I'm not going to be getting all that much. I'm going to be getting, some uncommons, some rares, but those station upgrades is definitely going to be taking a good chunk of my uncommon away from me. So that's going to suck. But one thing I want to talk to you about that I'm currently doing that is actually some news is I'm currently hunting for Intrepid blueprints. A lot of people are like, don't go for the Intrepid, save everything and go for the Enterprise. And that's ideal. The question is going to be, can I run my Saladin from where I am at level 31 to level 34 to when I get that shipyard and I can build that Enterprise? Because right now, the Intrepid, if I were to buy it and use my faction points, it would still cost me about $400. And that's me using about 20,000 faction points. Well, maybe it might be a little less, maybe around 300. And I'm not sure if I want to do that. I really want the Enterprise because the Enterprise is overpowered, much like the Saladin is. The Enterprise has been shown to be able to take out the dark jellyfish. So I'm really hoping to get that Enterprise, and that's kind of what I'm working towards. So, but I am in a system right now, and I'm hunting level 38 ships. So I was told to go to the Wolf system and hunt down these ships in the system, and they drop Intrepid blueprints. So I'm just going to go around here, and I'm going to go ahead and just blow up all these ships. Hopefully I have somewhere in the ballpark of 25 crates to open up by the end of this, and you guys can see if, possibly I get a blueprint dropping from the system or not. If that's the case, I might go for it. If I can get a free Intrepid, I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm also Romulan faction. So on this account, I'm Federation Romulans. and so I can get that auger. And that one might be worth using the uncommon ore on. Let's see who's over here. Oh, okay. That's just Demonic Hippie. He's a cool enough guy. He won't pop me. I kind of forgot the rules of the server, so I'm playing very nicely. I saw some VDARs holding nodes, and so I asked my admiral, I'm like, "Can I pop him?" And he basically told me not to be a dick. So I didn't pop him for that single reason. Because on server 32, you can't use warships to hold nodes. You just get blown up. And no one really does anymore because that rule has been, in existence for such a long time. So on server 12, they are definitely using the Vidar and manipulating it, because it has that large amount of protected cargo capacity. So they're literally sitting on mines with Vidars. I mean, if it was up to me, I would just blow them up. But I don't want to piss anyone off on the server yet. Any more than I have in the past. So I'm hoping we can see something out of this. I'm not sure if we will or not. And yes, I know interceptors should not be going after explorers. I'm going after it with my Saladin just to get some crates. And if you guys notice that, this server 32 has really no lag in it that I experienced. Once I came back to server 12, there was so much lag on the server, it was ridiculous. Alright. I do like to see the two ships up close. I really do wish that you could do a little bit more with them. One thing we were talking about last night is nebulas. And so it goes back to the game of Star Trek Armada 1 and 2. I don't know if you guys have ever played those or not. They're older PC games, but they are classics. They actually used nebulas in a Star Trek game really well. There were nebulas you could hide in that you were blank to enemy sensors. They couldn't see you in there. Then there were nebulas that if you went in them, it would basically deactivate your life support, and you would lose like a crew member a second. You would just constantly lose crew members on your ship, so you had to get out of there as soon as possible. There were nebulas that would damage your hull and your shield, so you could fly through it, but you had to go fast because you were taking damage. There were nebulas that actually repaired your ship. And there were also nebulas where no one could target you in them. They could see you, but they couldn't target you. They could send over a transporter, but they couldn't target you. So you could just kind of sit there for as long as you wanted while they shot at you and could never hit you. I think, adding the component of nebulas into the game would be a really fun thing. And the big thing about it is it would really add some strategy into the game. I think the part of this game that is boring is, okay, somebody's got, an Enterprise, and they're going to fight a Voklis. Well, they're going to blow them up. There's literally no chance of that Voklis, pulling through that kind of battle. I think what makes it fun is where you go into a battle and you don't know who's going to win. You have to actually try to win that battle. These, you don't really try to win at all. So I'm hoping that they can start to, add elements like that into the game. I like the idea of dark space. I think dark space should be everywhere. I don't think you should be able to see within a star system unless you're actually in it. I think that would add a lot of strategy to the game. Mainly because, I mean, we go around and we just basically bookmark and look for all the stations we want to raid. I think it would be a lot cooler if you just had to go to a system first and then kind of see who's there and who's not there, if somebody has moved or not. I really like that idea. I think it could add a element of a lot of fun to the game. But as of right now, Warp 40 space and beyond is dark space, and that's only where it really exists. So there's not much that we can do in that regard. But what are your guys' thoughts on, adding some other elements to the game? What would you suggest to Scopely if they were watching this video, and they typically do watch my videos? They never say anything to me, but I know that they typically watch my videos. What would you say to Scopely, about adding an element to the game, and nothing about, no spending is evil, or your game lags, or your game has bugs. We all know that. That's what the Scopely Discord is for. What would be an awesome element that you would add to the game to make it fun and interesting? And speaking of that, I just got blew up. So I'm just going to go ahead and open these. I only got 21. So I might do a video where I get 50, see if that changes. And I got screwed. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and try that again. And get 50 and kind of see if it's true that the system does drop Intrepid blueprints, or maybe just start looking for Enterprise. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this very long-winded video. It's kind of me saying, hey, let's catch up and let's start, making new videos more often than I have been. But definitely, if you have any questions, drop them down below. If you have any feedback, drop that down below. Please go ahead and click that subscribe and hit that bell for notifications on future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Take care and be kind to one another.